Hey, what's up guys? It is ACESTAR'S, thank you so much for watching, and today I'm bringing you guys this awesome mixed tier battle that I had against one of my friends, Schogux. Now, this battle was epic, it was fantastic, it was cool, it was decisive, it was intense, it was dramatic, it was emotional, it was all those things put together. So I really do hope you guys enjoyed this battle because it was very all those adjectives I just said. So anyway, we're gonna start off with that question. Today that question is, what is your favorite normal type? Now, dude, there are normal types everywhere. There are normal types here, there, in the grass, in the fields, in the buildings, in your house, in the bathroom, in the refrigerator. They're just everywhere. But out of all the normal types, my favorite two would have to be Linoone and Ferret. Now I'm kind of cheating there because there's two, but it's whatever. I mean, so Linoone and Ferret are both freaking amazing Pokemon. They are both are normal types, obviously, and they appear very early in the game, and they're just amazing because of how amazing they are. So they did see my Pokemon that someone will walk up and be like, "Oh, you're so cute," and LOL, and they'll just be patronizing them or whatever. But then as soon as they touch them, they would just mollywop that person, and then they would just not exist anymore. So please be sure to answer that question in the comments below. So if you look at this team, it was kind of difficult for me to make because it's kind of hard to integrate UU Pokemon and OU Pokemon because one is OU and one are underused, and it just sucks. So what I had to do, I had to think of a way that I could make a synergistic union between these two tiers of Pokemon, and I found out that the best way for me to do that, at least in this situation, was to use Sandstorm. Now Sandstorm is just one of those awesome weathers in Pokemon because it seems like the only weather that you could use in Standard because all the other weather-inducing weathers Pokemon are in Ubers. So yes, I have Sandstorm there. Tyranitar is there to set it up because nothing else can. Everything else there is not weak to sand except for Vaporeon, but it's compensated by the amount of HP it has and Wish. And you can see it by this chart right here that I am weak to water and I am weak to ground. Now both of those are very common attacking types in 3rd gen, and it just sucks, but I do have my Vaporeon, which is going to help a lot because it's defensive and it has water absorb, which can compensate very much. So I have to keep this thingy alive, and I have to be able to keep my other team alive too because they have some very key resistances too. Like you see, I have all these resistances to Psychic, Electric, and Fire. It's just very awesome. So if you see the stat chart right here, you see that my team isn't completely based around much of anything. You see I have a lot of investment into my special attacking stats, which is kind of hyper offensive, but it's kind of not because it isn't. And I have some HP there too. My defenses are somewhat lacking, but my speed is really abysmal, and it kind of sucks because if I have to go against some sweeping Pokemon that are fast, I can't really do much of anything. I do have a Dragon Dancing Tyranitar, but it is slow, which really hurts it. So anyway, be sure to like this battle if you liked it and everything. And thank you guys so much for watching. This battle was pretty epic. It was pretty cool. It was all those adjectives and descriptive words that I was saying before because it is. So thank you so much for watching, and let's go. Alright, so if you guys keep up my YouTube videos, you know that my whole entire math class had found out about my YouTube channel, right? And then I made that video and everything, and I was saying, oh my god, I don't care and everything because it's obvious that everyone in that math class cares that I don't care, but okay. Anyway, and then I found out recently that some other people had found out about it, right? But these people happen to be abandoned and everything. I know some of these people and everything, and it just proves to me how amazing these people are because these people could have easily used it against me because I like making fun of people a lot because I'm just cool like that. Only people I like though, but I do like doing that, and these people didn't use it against me, which proves how awesome these people are. So anyway, he leads off with his Crobat. I lead off my Truxton immediately, my Tyranitar. I had to set up stand because I could not afford to do it later on when there had been countering Pokemon around. So he switches out, which kind of leads me to believe that he doesn't have hidden power fighting, but it could be just a bluff. So he switches out into his Fortress, which he knows that I can counter and everything. He can counter, but I went into my Gligar at the same time. And at this time, it seems like he's just sitting at spikes all over my face, right? And so I kept on trying to go for, Swords and everything behind this substitute because I was trying to get him to switch out into a countering Pokemon, right? Because I figured that he wouldn't want this thing to die. So I set up my last layer of Swords Dance. I have a sub behind and everything, and I have all this, boost and everything, and he goes for this bitch-ass explosion, and I'm like, okay, so now I'm not protected by a substitute, and now he can go into a countering Pokemon and kill me, and I'm like, well, you know what, that is flipping-tastic, so now I have to switch out to a Pokemon that's going to counter this Electabuzz because I can't afford to get taken out. Even though I have Sandveil and everything, I'm not going to be trying to do that because I know how unlucky things always happen in the ACESTAR'S. So anyway, I go into Bulbaro, my Camerupt. Camerupt is also just one of those amazing Pokemon. It actually is really viable in OU because it doesn't have a lot of special defense, not necessarily, but its typing is so fantastic. It can counter so many things and then counter, and then be able to take them out, such as Raikou or Jirachi or Metagross if it doesn't have Earthquake, which most likely does, but most of them are choice meta. It's just a very awesome Pokemon, so that's why I brought it and that's why it's here. But he goes on to a Snorlax, which sucks so much ass. It's ridiculous how this thingy came in here, because when I look at my team, I can't really stop this thingy if this thingy happens to have Return and Earthquake. If it doesn't, then it's not really that big of an issue anymore because I have Jirachi. But even so, it's going to be an issue. So I go into Harley because I know that Harley can set up some, not Swords Dance, but some Leech Seed and everything. And I know how, Snorlax has all the health and everything. And I know that I'll be able to get a lot of recovery back from the Snorlax because it has a 150 base HP stat. So now I set up that Lead Seed. It sucks because he went for a Body Slam, he didn't miss, and I got paralyzed, and it just sucks a lot because this next time he's going to be going for it again, and he's going to have to take me out, which sucks very much because I really wanted my Cacturne to be around so I could set out some spikes, right? But no, it doesn't happen that way, but I can't really do much about it. So I bring in my Gligar now. I keep kind of saying Gligar, but it's just not, it evidently is not. What am I doing? But anyway, I'll go into my Gligar so I can just set up a substitute, try to make this thingy miss as I set up some Swords Dance and everything, and then I'll be able to take it out with an Earthquake eventually. But he goes into his Sharpedo immediately. I don't care too much about Sharpedo and everything, and it just seems like one of these things that I can easily take care of if I do it correctly. So I do in fact set up a substitute once more because I knew that he would be taking me out, taking it out, and I knew he wasn't going to go for some kind of other move because Sharpedo doesn't have stat boosting moves or anything that's really threatening outside of its attacking power, right? So I set up that one layer of substitute and everything as he went for, an Ice Beam and everything, and I just go for an Earthquake this turn. I needed that itty bitty bit of damage right there because I knew, I didn't even calculate anything, but I know how Sharpedo has some really abysmal and terrible defense, and it just doesn't live anything. So that's why I stayed and tried to stall it a little bit, and that's why Sandstorm really helped me out into the end because I know that it can, it took out that Sharpedo, which is very fortunate for me because I don't have to switch out and have to now. So anyway, I go out into my Tyranitar. I know I can take an Ice Beam, Ice Punch, or anything that this thing throws at me because I am Tyranitar and I know that I have this big ass body, and I know that no bitch is going to be coming up in my space and trying to hit me with some ice type or electric type moves. Get that out of my face immediately. So anyway, he goes on to his stupid Crobat, which is very annoying because I set up a Dragon Dance and I'm like, oh Ace, you're gonna sweep, yay! But no, I'm not, because this thingy has a 130 base speed stat, which equates to a maximum of 394 speed, and I can add a speed that with a 221 speed Tyranitar because after a Dragon Dance I only reach about 340, I do believe, and it just sucks. So I have to switch out because I know this thing was going to go for Hidden Power fighting as I thought, but it seems like Schogux doesn't know how to stab his Pokemon correctly, and he happened to have Hidden Power Dark, which is so fortunate for me because now I know that this dude is a bitch. So anyway, I go for Hidden Power Flying because I know that he was just going to go for some kind of move to take me out. I thought he was just going to go for Hidden Power Dark again because it did a considerable amount to me, but he doesn't do that, and he just goes for a Sludge Bomb and he gets the poison. Now it sucks for me because I know that I really can't take that many moves left because I know that I'm poisoned and everything, and eventually I'm gonna die. So now he brings in his Electabuzz. At this point I was just gonna go for an Earthquake because I knew that this thing was just going to try to take me out, or he was going to try to set up and everything, right? So he does happen to try to go for a substitute, which is very fortunate for me because I did get to go for an Earthquake. And now it's like at a point where I know that he's going to be trying to set up as I die, but I'm not going to let that happen because I don't want to be in a situation where I'm going to have to break this thingy's sub, and in the process I'll be taking damage from this Electabuzz because I know how powerful Electabuzz actually is. So I'm going to be trying to keep myself from letting this thing set up on me. So I'm just gonna die, do the Ice Punch. It kind of sucks, but it doesn't suck. I mean, he doesn't seem to have any more ground type-ish attacking Pokemon. That's kind of why I wanted to keep Gligar around, but he might, so I had to be aware of that. Anyway, I go out into Truxton once more. At this point, I really shouldn't have been a faggot, and I should have just attacked this thingy immediately because it would have just been more logical to do. But I don't do that and just go for a Dragon Dance. And as I said before, I'm not that fast and everything, and it just sucks because I don't think I stabbed this thingy correctly either because I should have been faster at him with, than Electabuzz at this point because I know that Electabuzz has a maximum of 339 speed, I do believe, if I have my speed tiers correctly, if I can remember, if I'm not old. But he's faster than me, and he goes for a Thunderbolt. I die, which sucks a lot because, I mean, Tyranitar was my sweeper and I needed him to sweep, but now I can't sweep because my sweeper has been eliminated, so I can't sweep. I have to vacuum. So anyway, he goes for a Thunderbolt. As I go into my Jirachi, I set up a Calm Mind immediately because I know that Thunderbolt is not going to be doing that much damage and everything. And that's at this point I can set up a Wish, right? And I tried to make him bluff, and I tried to bluff to him that I had a stat up boosting berry because I don't have any leftovers, right? I don't know whether or not he was predicting that or not, but I don't have any item because I am ACESTAR'S and I am oblivious to those kind of things if I don't put them on my Pokemon immediately as soon as I make them and or train them. So it's whatever, I do suppose. So now he goes out into his Pacquiao or whatever. His Pacquiao. Yeah, that's funny. The wrestler. I didn't even notice that, you fag. Anyway, he comes in here. He was thinking he was going to kill me with an Earthquake because he's choice bed and everything. But no, I have max speed and you're going to have to just get that out of my face immediately because it needs to go. That thing's going to be taken out due to a stab psychic. I don't have to worry about that thing anymore because it's dead. So anyway, he goes out into his Chaka Cola, some Mexican, Hispanic, Spanish, Mayan, Aztec, Indian, Chanin, Eskimo, no. So yeah, I just go for a Psychic because this thingy comes in here. I have +1. I know this thingy isn't fully invested to his special attack. He might have full investment to his HP, but I know that with my special attack and my stab and everything, I'll be able to take this thingy out after a couple of turns. I just said, I'm terrible. Wow, I just said, I'm a very terrible narrator. So anyway, he goes out into his Crobat as he goes for a Haze, and I'm like, you are a complete person who I'm battling because now, I mean, I'm like, not the fact that he did it, I'm like, why didn't you do that 20 minutes ago and then send in Snorlax, whereas you could have went for moves to take me out? What's going on here? But okay. So now his last Pokemon is in fact his Power Line, which is his Electabuzz. I'm not going to be a fag, and I'm not going to be trying to take this thing out with Calm Minds. No, I'm just going to go out into Camerupt here because I know that Camerupt can take anything this thing throws at me. It just so happens like, oh my god, I'm going to get a freeze hack. LOL, I'm going to win. I'm like, no, I have that ability called Magma Armor, which essentially means fuck you. And I don't get frozen or anything because I have that ability, and he gets taken out due to an Earthquake. So that was a very awesome battle, Schogux. It was very amazing, and it just proved to me how amazing of a battle that you actually are and how good of a person you are on the inside, because you are fantastic. So anyway, yeah, that is it. That was a very awesome battle, wasn't it? I told you it was great. I know. Exactly, right? That's exactly what I was saying. So anyway, be sure to like if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, comment if you're cool, subscribe if you haven't, share if you have the balls, and favorite if you're a fortress. Like I've said earlier, a lot of people in real life know about my channel now, and a lot of these people who know me in real life are being really good people, and they're sharing my channel with other people, which is just fantastic. And I'm like, okay, like these people are, I like to believe that everyone is that fantastic, but I'm not really sure because I have no idea who you guys kind of are. I mean, you guys could possibly be old people in retirement homes. I'm not really sure because I haven't met you before, but yeah. So if you guys share my videos and stuff, you're really awesome for that. Thank you. I mean, you are really the reason why I am where I am today, because of you. I say this every video, but I mean, I guess it's whatever. So, like I said earlier, thank you guys so much for that. What's been happening recently? What's been happening is more drumline, and I don't know. I guess I can upload something different than battles, because I have been doing battles a lot recently. So I'll try to upload either a 5th gen battle, a contest. I could do a Pokemon Emerald playthrough, but no one has gotten with me with that, and no one has been hitting me up, and now I don't know whether or not I should do it, because even though I am the master of 3rd generation and haven't done, an LP of a 3rd gen game yet, I'm not sure how people, or if anyone's even gonna watch it, because no one knows I'm really the king of 3rd gen. But I mean, okay, so please be sure to tell me if you guys think I should do one. So like I said earlier, do all those things I said earlier, those liking and everything. You guys would be really beneficial for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this battle, because it was very awesome and everything. You're all fantastic people, and thank you so much for watching once again. Have a wonderful day, and goodbye.